if you take a look at my screen right here, you're going to see that we do have an image on that screen, and that's just basically a QR code. And what I did is that I embedded my specific URL for that of the YouTube channel onto that, so people can actually scan this and then they can actually see the URL to my YouTube channel, and I can visit the URL and they will land on my channel on that of the YouTube. So what I want time, I would like I want to like show you guys how that works. So I want to scan that right here. So if I bring down this, I want to make use of my scanner right here. If you take a look at that, so I'm going to hit on this, and then I'll try to scan this. So watch what is going to happen. It scans that real quick, and then it brought out the URL that is embedded onto that. And I have two things to do right here. I can open the YouTube channel in a browser or copy the URL. So what I want to do is to open that up in a browser. So if you want to copy that and then display that anywhere else, you can do that. But what I want to do is just browse that, open that up in my browser. So let's hit on this one that says open in browser. And if you take a look at that, it's going to take me to my YouTube channel. And for those of you who already know or familiar with my YouTube channel, you should agree with me right now that this is really my YouTube channel. You can scroll through it.
You see this design, it's very...
You can do that, right? So, but the thing in there, the message in there is that it can take you to that specific channel that you kind of added right there, or whatever you are. It could be your website, could be your Facebook page, or whatever that could actually be. So I'm going to show you how this is actually built, and we're going to use Python to do that. So without wasting more time, let's dive right in and let's see how we can put the code together within our system right here. So to build that QR code out, we just need to, first of all, want to create a folder that we use for this. And to do that, I'm going to just do this right here. So let's call this QR code like that. And that's just basically a folder. I want to open that up with my editor. I want to say more option, and I want to open that with my PyCharm right here. So I'm going to just say trust projects, and then as you can see, that particular folder has been opened right here. We do not actually have anything inside of it as of this particular point in time, because if you open this up, you see the only thing that we'll have is this .id right here, right? So but the way that it is right here, it's just basically going to like bring in some of the modules that we're just basically going to use right here. So this is just the typical things you are actually going to get if you try to create a Python application within that of the PyCharm, all right? So, but when it comes to writing any line of code, we haven't actually written anything yet. So what I want to do is I want to create a file in here. So if I right click on this particular folder, and I want to just go to Python file, and let's go ahead and just call this code or QR code, whatever I want to call that. Let's just call this QR just like that. All right. So I call that QR, and what we want to do within this place right here is going to be really very simple. We need to write some lines of code right here. All right. But before we really do write the code, I would like to install a library right here, which if I open up my terminal right here, and I want to go ahead and then if I do pip install, and what I'm going to just basically install is going to be, this is going to be install, and it's going to be that of the QR. So I'm going to do the QR code right here, and I want to like include pil right here. So if I do pil, let's make sure I put that into this right here. So it's going to be pil right here, all right? And this is just for image processing, this which we'll have in here. So we can go ahead and then press enter, and then it's going to go ahead and then install that for us. It's going to take a little bit of time to install that. It's not going to take much time, guys. All right, so I think that is just fully installed right here, and as you can actually see that. So the first thing I want to do is, if we go back to our development environment, I think we're already even there. So we can just, first of all, let's import QR code right here. So that's the first thing that we need to do. So after we do that, the next thing that we basically want to do is to, maybe if you want a user to be able to type the URL down here, you can actually do that. And if you don't want them to like be able to type the URL that you want the script or the app to really generate a QR code for, you can actually go ahead and embed, maybe if you do something like data right here, and you go ahead and then embed the URL within something of this nature. But what I want to do, I'm going to do it in such a way that I just want to collect, I want to make this a little bit dynamic in the sense that my users or the users of the application can actually enter the URL that they want, all right? Maybe from their computer or from their phone, and I can pick that and then create a QR code for that. So if you want to do that, it's really very simple. So I'm going to just do input just to collect an input from a user, and I can just say something like enter your URL here, and that's just particularly good that way that it is right here. So we do have that in there. And the next thing I want to do is to go ahead and then generate an image. And if I want to do that, I'm going to just like have to get that from the QR code that we imported up there. So if you want to do that, we're going to just basically put that in a variable. I'm going to call that img, and we can just do QR code right here. And within this QR code method or function right here, we can just go ahead. I think we need to just do dots, and it's going to be make, just to make that, to turn whatever that you have actually gotten from here, this particular line. I want to turn that into an image. All right, so that's just basically what that is. So instead of putting the whole thing we have in here, I think what we need to just basically put is just this URL right here. So I want to go ahead and put that in here, and with that line we should be able to like generate the QR code, all right, in an image format. And if you do that, we want to look for a way to save whatever that have gotten, because if we are able to like pass this through the QR code and generate an image, we want to be able to save it within our system right here. So let me just, I want to move this a little bit to this way, and then so that you can actually watch over this particular side of the screen. Because if I'm able to generate the image is actually going to display within the folder right here, which is just QR code. So to do that, let me just go ahead and just do img right here, which is a variable we have up there. We're going to do .save to be able to save that, and within this particular place, whatever we want to call the image, we can just do that right here. All right, so let's say something like QR and URL, maybe URL or something of that nature. Just basically whatever you want to call that, guys. So we're going to just do dot maybe let me just basically call this code, guys, QR code, and that's just the name is actually going to be, but it's going to have an extension. So let's use PNG right here. If you want to use JPEG, you can use that. I'm going to just basically use this as PNG right here. All right. So that means that every time you enter a URL, when it requests for that right here, it's going to basically save that with this particular name that we do have here. All right. So we should be looking out for this particular image right here, or this name within our directory, within our folder right here. So that is just what that line is. And then down here, we can just print a message to the screen right there by just doing something like, I'm going to just do print, and I'm going to just say QR code saved, maybe as, and then it could just basically be the name that we just kind of have right here, just so that you can make sure that you really know what you actually what the folder name is or the file name is. All right, so that's just what that is. So I'm going to save the changes in here, and what we want to do is to just go ahead and then try to run this code right here. So if we save the changes right here, I want to go ahead and run this. If I hit in here, you see that it produces this line that says enter your URL here. So which is just basically what I want to enter right here. So if I want to do that, I want to like enter maybe my website in here. This is going to be HTTPS. I'm going to do colon, then double / and then do code kinder, and I'm going to just do .com, and that's just what that is. So if I hit enter right here, I want you to like pay attention to this screen right here, right? So you're going to see something, and then even if we open this folder up, and it's going to get generated, and then it's going to put that right here. So I think what I'm going to do is just make this a little bit smaller, and also make this a little bit smaller. Just want to make sure that you see what is really going on right here. So just based on when the image is actually going to come in. So we do have that right here. So I'm going to press enter, and if everything works just fine, you see that that came in right here. Look at the image that has been generated, and if you also take a look in here, you're going to see that that was actually generated. If you double click on it, you can actually see that on your screen. So if we scan this right here, this is just basically going to like open our website for us, right? So I want to do that right here, and to do that, if I open up my camera right here, so this is it right here, right? And what I want to do right here, so I want to scan this right here, right? So to scan this, I'm going to open up my scanner and open that up, and it's going to attempt to scan that. But then when it does scan that, right, it's going to just open that up with, okay, look at Code Kinder right here, and I can open that in my browser. You see that it's going to basically open my website. Look at it right here. So for those of you who have also been following, you should be familiar with my website right here. So you just open that up just fine. So beautiful, guys. Now, if your intention is to just generate one unique URL for yourself, you wouldn't actually need all of the things that we did in here. Let's say, for instance, even if we're going to make use of these, we simply needed to would have entered our URL right here, right? So let's say this time around, let me just put our YouTube channel in here. So this is going to be HTTPS, and I'm going to do // and we're going to just do YouTube, and we're going to just do .com and // and then we can do just at code kinder, just like that. All right, so if you do this, this is just basically still going to work for you. And in this case, you wouldn't actually need like to ask people to be able to put the, what is it called, the URL manually. And what you need to do is to take away this input command right here. So you just specifically setting that to this particular static URL right here. So if you do this and then you run the code, it's still going to just work fine. And again, you wouldn't even need all of these things. If you want to eliminate this particular line completely, you can do that. So you can just maybe cut this line from the way that it is right here. You can eliminate this line completely. Then you come to this place where you do have data right here. Take that away and then paste that within this particular place. And if you want to change this particular name that you have in here, you can do that. Maybe this time around, we're going to just say QR code underscore YouTube, just to know that this is just meant for the YouTube, right? And you can just, if you want to copy this, you can put that right here just to know what you're basically doing. I want to save that, and you can run this code. So if you run right here, just take a look at here, see that that has been generated. Look at it right here. So you can statically do that. But if in case maybe you just want to have this like a website, and at a later time other people can actually go to such a website and be able to like maybe put a URL and then hit on a generate QR code and offer that to them as a service. That's why I did that, which I did earlier right here. Right, so I want to take that back to what I used to have. And this is just basically the one that I'm going to just maybe put on GitHub. If you are interested in just getting that on GitHub, you can actually grab onto this on GitHub, guys. So that's just what that is, all right. So this is the new one we just generated. Go ahead and then scan that. You are going to notice that this is going to take you to my URL, my YouTube channel rather. So that's just that, guys. So if you have any questions, go to the comment section and then drop your question right there. And if you are not following us on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, even on YouTube, you should feel free to do so right now. And I'll see you guys in the next one. So thanks for watching, guys.